What's up everybody, I'm Z Wade, the Z Wade in Z Wade Photo, and today I want to let you in on what I've been doing over the last, probably close to a year now. I've been in this studio for a year and I've been shooting humans on exhibit the entire time, and I'm like right at like halfway done, I think. But I have Allie here with me today, who you've seen, and she's going to be our model, and even though she's already been in humans on exhibit, but she's going to help us out in me showing you exactly how this is done. Everybody saying hi, Allie.
How you guys doing?
So the first thing I do anytime I'm doing a nude shoot at all is I do not watch the models change. That is so creepy, and if you ever have a photographer that needs to assist you in changing, that is definitely a red flag. So I'm hanging out outside of my studio here. Got a nice chair for me to sit in here, and we're just gonna wait for the knock on the door. 2, 3, 4, 5. If you notice, I'm not asking the model anything right now. We're not making eye contact. We're going straight to work, except for me setting up this camera right here. Okay, so humans on exhibit is kind of unique in that I'm using a similar lighting style that I do with my bodyscapes, which is actually technically wrong. You generally, they say to light your subjects like 45 out and 45 up, 45. It's just a bunch of 45s, but I do it incorrectly, but it looks awesome by doing a slight backlight, and we fire the light across our model instead of at our model. And also with this project, I have this light on the ground back here. Now with every single image, I have to go through and I have to delete this, but you know, it just is what it is. Go ahead and set my exposure real quick. So I have the light set about where I want it. And so now I'm just gonna have the model kind of do what she does, right? Allie's a great model, and so she already knows how to pose. And so she already knows with this project, we're going for statuesque kind of poses. And that looks fantastic already. And it already looks awesome and dramatic. We can switch that one up, new pose. Awesome. I'm just gonna give it a little bit more light right there. Go ahead and turn your body to where your backside is kind of facing me. Yep, perfect. And we're just firing that light. Give me the left knee kind of up on the, or the left foot up on the toe. Perfect, and then turn just a little bit more towards the light, perfect. Kind of bend over towards the back, kind of like a side lean, other way. Perfect, yep, hold that, and then chest out, perfect. Good curve, and 3, 2, 1. Let's get the body angle facing this way. And let's do kind of more of a, I want more like a leaning over kind of feel. Perfect, and then turn your shoulder right there. Perfect, let's bring this one back and this hand towards the light. Kind of bend that elbow in, twist a little bit into the light. Perfect, hold that. And bring the chest up more. Perfect, 3, 2, 1. Let's get looking up here. Perfect, 3, 2, 1. You got it? 3, 2, 1. Cool. And let's do that one more time, but bring this knee kind of like higher, like facing that way. Perfect. Yeah, and then kind of, yeah, just like that. Bring that knee forward if you can. Yeah, hook it like behind your calf. Lower. Perfect. No, yep. 3, 2, 1. And that's really what humans on exhibit has been. It's been sitting poses, standing poses, dramatic poses, anything less than just kind of like this thing, you know? Like that, like a dramatic kind of flowy poses. Now I want to do just one more, okay, and then we'll jump into Lightroom and do a few edits. So let's, ooh, you know what? I want to do one implied. And so let's kind of like crouch down like this and just like cover yourself like all perfect. I love that. And then chin about right here. Yeah, I like that. Ooh, I like that with the head tilt. Hold that, don't move, that is perfect. 3, 2, 1. Oh, it's so awesome and dramatic. By the way, if you want to see this artwork the way that it's meant to be seen, consider becoming a member of the YouTube channel. Now, to get this content, you'll have to be the top tier member. But if you're not interested in that kind of content or getting all of my content early, and you just want to hang out with us in the Discord, the lowest tier gets you access to the Discord, and that's it, if that's all you're into.
In the following segment, I will be editing one photo for you. If you want to see the full uncensored shoot and editing session, consider becoming a top tier full member of the Z-Wade Photo YouTube channel. All right, everybody, welcome to Lightroom. We're gonna do the edits. And so I understand this looks really dark. You're gonna have to trust me on this. I know what I'm about. I've done a ton of shoots like this. I know that it appears extremely dark right now, but this is something that I have found actually makes the process a little easier as far as the really deep shadows. Whenever you shoot this where the exposure is, you know, more correct, then you end up with just too harsh of highlights, and we'll see later why I opt to do this instead of getting a brighter exposure. The first thing we have to do with our images is we have to edit in Adobe Photoshop. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go and I'm gonna add a brightness and contrast layer, maybe a couple of them. And this is just kind of like working light. I'm gonna do that to all of these. Okay, so now that I got that taken care of, I'm gonna switch from the mouse to my Wacom tablet. A link will be in the description for that. I highly suggest that you check these out because they are incredible. They really speed up everything. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of fix the bull crap from my studio not being big enough. So we've got a little bit of the weird hue of the flash over here. I'm just drawing a square around that, and then I'll grab the patch tool and just boom, perfect, done on that. I'm going to do the same thing with this. Might have to get a little creative with this one. Nope. Yep, we got it. Any kind of weirdness, we'll just kind of do a quick patch tool on that. Luckily, most of this will just disappear into the darkness, but, you know, this is just all crap that we got to do. And I might just take this and see what it looks like if I go like that. Might have to do a couple. That's probably close enough for me to kind of go like this. And like I said, all of this is going to disappear, so you can be very sloppy with this whole thing. And then if I want, if this starts irritating me, I can go in with my clone stamp tool. Just kind of do something like this right here. Like I said, you can just kind of get it close, be sloppy with it. And then you can always go back to this patch tool, draw a circle around that area, and just kind of pull it around until something looks good. You could take that same kind of clone tool and kind of clean up the dumb stuff. I normally sweep before every shoot, but, you know, making these YouTube videos, we're kind of on a time crunch. You know, we're batch making videos here. You could also just as easily do this with a patch tool. You could just circle all of them at once. In fact, I might show you how to do that. So you can click the patch tool and then click this right here. You can just kind of go like this. You could even do this long one if you wanted. And once you got those all circled, you could just whoop. All looks much better. Now this particular area, I don't like the way it looks, so I'm just going to try to patch tool that. That looks much better. Now at this point, what I do is I go in and I do my skin corrections. That's going to be a little bit too personal, and out of respect for our model, I'm just going to skip right past that. We can jump in right here just to give you an idea of what I did in the pelvic region that I just completed. I'm using the clone stamp tool again. I'm just hitting an area nearby. That's on a Mac, that's option. And right here, see we have this tonal transition, so I just click right above that and just barely touch it. Look at that. It's gone, looks great. And you do that on any of the areas that are kind of reflecting light or casting like a strange shadow. So we got a little bit of a reflection right here. All right, now I'm pretty happy with that, and so we can delete our little adjustments there. And then once we save that, it'll open up as a second image in Lightroom right next to the original. All right, so now we can get into the Lightroom portion. Give this some exposure, some contrast. Looking a little too orange, so we'll cool it down a little. I kind of like the way the highlights are at the moment, but we'll give this some white, give it some black, some clarity, some dehaze. We're actually going to pull the texture down. That's what I've been doing here lately. And I like to do a little radial gradient around the feet. And I like to brighten this up. And in this particular case, it looks good, but if you needed to, you could click on the mask and you could do a subtract, select people, and it generally will, you know, consider the feet part of the people. But we don't need to do it right now because it happens to look good, the light coming in. Now I do want to get a little more light on the face. So I'm going to create a brush, give it a little exposure, make sure our auto mask is on, and just kind of let that do whatever it's going to do. See what happens if I brighten that up a little more. I might want a little more light on Allie's nose. Kind of right here. Yeah. Make that a little sharper too. We'll zoom out and see what that looks like. That's a little too harsh on the tip of the nose, so we'll just remove that part. But we do like that right there. It's nice and even. Cool. And then I'm just going to find other like highlight areas that I might want brightened. Let's grab a new brush because I want a little more light on that, but I like the way the face is already. So let's just brighten that. I want to do the fingers here. Get a little more light on that. Probably right here too. We're going to remove it off of the elbow, keep that shadow intact. See, that's a pretty simple one. It already looks good. If you want to see the full uncensored shoot and editing session, consider becoming a top tier full member of the Z Wade Photo YouTube channel.